This is the third time I'm trying to film this. My thing was turned off. And I have a feeling there's a spirit close by that does not want me to talk about it. And it's because I'm getting heated about it. But let's go back. I wanted to make a comment. Hopefully it doesn't get turned off again. I wanted to make an addition to something that I had spoken about, the deformations of the Caucasian extended family that requires the African American transplants of organs illegally on the black market. I wanted to talk about spirituality, and I wanted to talk about witchcraft, voodoo, negative affirmations for the layman's terms. So let's say you don't like somebody. Let's say,
Hi, I'm Ahana and I'm a New York City student.
I'm going to have to turn this off again real quick. But basically, let's say I don't like you and I wish ill on your child. I don't like you. I hope you never have kids. I hope your ovaries never produce any fertility, blah, blah, blah. As another woman, doing that to another woman, you're going to get cancer or an STD. Depends on how long you do this to somebody. Okay. So going back, negative affirmations. Let's say, I don't like you, you're another woman. I hate how pretty she is. I think she's prettier than me. That's my insecurity, obviously. You need to check that. And sorry, I go from first to third, just, teaching little lessons. And I'm like, I hate how pretty she is. I hope she gets ugly. I hope she gets pimples. I hope this. You're doing negative attention to somebody. Your intent is negative, and that is not God's will. And then if you do that constantly, lying about somebody, oh, I hate her, I think she's a prostitute, I hate her, I think she's mentally crazy, I hate him, I think he's a pedophile, I hate him, he's freaking abusive, and it's not the truth, and that person is walking with God, walking God's path. The stuff you guys read in the Bible and you ignore, that's going to come back on you. And what I wanted to bring into attention, and this is when my video was cut off, so I have a feeling Spirit doesn't want me to get so angry about it. But it makes me angry. Utah Harrington. She was always loving and giving. She protected me from all the ugly, negative spell work and everything that was being done to me. That's why my father, Jim, had to drug me so that I wasn't all there when he did his pedophilia and everything. Aunt Angie, she protected me. She had ovarian cancer. She's like a 4-time survivor. She had ovarian cancer hardcore. And before Utah was murdered, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I remember for 15 years, she said, I don't feel good, I have pain, and I begged her to go to the hospital, and she wouldn't. She was just like Margaret. She would not go. She didn't trust the system. Now I don't blame her. People like to laugh and they say, it's so, they'll be old school, the older crowd, they don't go to the hospital because they always stay healthy. Yeah, they stay healthy because they're afraid of getting killed. They're afraid of the conspiracies that aren't conspiracies. So Utah didn't want to go to the hospital. And look, she went to the hospital and she caught COVID. They lied about it, and then she was raped and murdered. And she wanted to die in her home. And I pleaded, I begged, I legally asked for her to come back home, and then she was raped and killed. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Richard Harrington. What I'm trying to say is, let's talk about spell work. Negative and, incantations, chants, mantras, whatever you want to call it. It's just negative intents towards somebody. If you wish it on somebody else, and that person is walking God's path, and that person has people in their life that are protecting them and loving them on that spiritual level, it's going to come back to you. So that's why you have cancer. That's why it's riddled. That's why you're still sick even after you murdered my nephew and got that organ transplant. And that's why you were trying so hard for the last 3 years to have me murdered so you can get another organ transplant because you keep on doing black magic, which is not God's will. You continue to not do God's will. And the people around you are helping you do not God's will. And so all of that is backfiring back on you. Do you not understand? So maybe I'm not the one that isn't so spiritual and religious because I seem to know the laws a little bit better than you. Food for thought.